Imagine, for just a second, a breathtaking sunrise slowly illuminating the horizon. As those very first rays of dawn break, they wash over the incredible fortified city of Delhi, painting this just absolutely cinematic picture of the 12th century world. You've got these massive, imposing stone walls casting long shadows, standing as a literal fortress of strength. And, strategically, Delhi was the ultimate gateway to the fertile Gangetic Plains. It was, without a doubt, the most coveted geographical prize in the entire region. Just inside those gates, the bustling markets are already stirring with early morning life. Towering, majestic temples reach up toward the breaking light. And standing vigilant at the city gates are these highly disciplined Rajput soldiers, a constant visible reminder of the realm's security. It is a stunning, deeply atmospheric visual of a kingdom waking up to its own immense power.
So, in this explainer, we're going to meticulously unpack the epic, highly strategic rise of King Prithviraj Chauhan, right from the Delhi Chronicles. We'll look closely at the exact actions, the intense political climates, and the brilliant infrastructure decisions that allowed this leader to consolidate power. Because holding Delhi during this era, it wasn't just about having the biggest army. It required a profound mastery of statecraft to control the sprawling, super lucrative trade routes intersecting there. If you love dissecting how true empires are built from the ground up, well, you're in exactly the right place.
But before we go any further, I want you to really think about this. What does it take to secure the most coveted throne in India? Is it just brute military force? Is it pure popularity? Or is it a complex, really delicate balance of public relations, private diplomacy, and structural fortification? Okay, let's dive into this and see exactly how King Prithviraj Chauhan orchestrated his grand arrival.
Section 1. The Jewel of Delhi, the Royal Arrival.
We aren't just talking about a monarch quietly slipping into the city here. No, this is a grand royal procession completely filling the streets. The sensory overload of a moment like this would have been absolutely staggering. You have magnificent, highly decorated elephants leading the way. And these incredible animals weren't just for ceremonial show, right? They were specifically bred for immense size and strength, commanding absolute respect from anyone watching. Flanking them is an elite horse cavalry, moving in perfect, intimidating unison. And filling the air above all that rhythmic marching is the sound of royal musicians playing these triumphant anthems. It's a massive, highly coordinated display of power, prestige, and cultural wealth, rolling right into the heart of the capital. And how does the public react to this massive display? Well, the reaction is nothing short of joyous. Saffron banners are flying absolutely everywhere, waving in the wind and transforming the city's streets. You have citizens lining both sides of the roads, forming these huge walls of cheering crowds. And perhaps most vividly, there are literal showers of flower petals raining down upon the king. This isn't just a military parade, it's a celebration of a leader stepping into his prime, wielding his undeniable popularity as a massive political asset.
Section 2. Securing the Throne, the Weight of the Crown.
Now, what's really interesting about this contrast is how clearly it highlights the two totally different worlds the king has to navigate. It is a stark difference. On one hand, we just saw the public glory, right? The decorated elephants, the cheering citizens, the flower petals. But stepping inside the royal court, the atmosphere is incredibly tense. Instead of flower petals, you've got ministers poring over ancient maps spread across large tables. Why? Well, because neighboring rival kingdoms are constantly testing the borders. They're watching for any tiny sign of weakness. That heavy private burden of political pressure is an immediate, sobering contrast to the sheer ecstasy of the streets outside. To handle this immense pressure, Prithviraj Chauhan doesn't just go it alone. He brings together a highly powerful brain trust right inside his magnificent royal court. Actually, managing Rajput clan allegiances was notoriously difficult. It took immense diplomatic tact. So he brings together the nobles for political influence, the ministers for administrative strategy, the scholars for historical wisdom, and, of course, the military commanders for sheer defense. Together, this elite group is actively debating the critical matters of diplomacy, the defense of the realm, and the ultimate future of the kingdom. It's literally the room where the confidence of a rising empire is actively being forged. Section 3. Fortifying the capital, building the bastion. So, the crucial takeaway here is that a truly secure throne requires a holistic approach to city building, and we see that clear as day in the king's royal decrees. Let's methodically walk through these steps. Step 1 is pure security, inspecting and improving the mighty city defenses and the military barracks to ensure the capital is physically impenetrable.
Makes sense, right? But then look at step 2, empowering marketplaces and temples. This shows an incredibly astute understanding that economic and spiritual well-being are just as important as high stone walls. And finally, step 3, ensuring justice and prosperity for all citizens. He is simultaneously building military might and civic harmony, literally laying down the ultimate foundation for a lasting rule.
Section 4, an era of prosperity, the zenith.
Under Prithviraj's visionary leadership, the kingdom truly blossoms. We see a booming economy coming to life. The thriving markets are buzzing with commerce, heavily fueled by lucrative overland trade networks dealing in fine textiles and high-grade steel. We see highly skilled craftsmen producing goods that symbolize the vast wealth of a rapidly growing empire. The citizens are peaceful, they're flourishing. This isn't just survival, you guys. This is a society hitting its absolute stride, growing stronger by the day and radiating a profound sense of stability and prosperity.
And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate payoff of a thriving economy. It funds an absolutely unmatched defense. Because the markets are booming, the kingdom can actually support the legendary Rajput war machine. We're talking highly disciplined soldiers engaged in rigorous training. They boast armored war elephants, which, by the way, served essentially as the heavy shot cavalry of the ancient battlefield, capable of breaking enemy lines with just terrifying force. Plus, they have the swift elite horse cavalry. The economic prosperity we just explored is exactly what sustains this phenomenal military force, protecting absolutely everything they've built.
Section 5, the gathering storm, the horizon. Let's slow down for a second and trace the events of a single, highly pivotal day. In the late afternoon, the empire is thriving at its absolute peak, bathed in the golden light of success. But as dusk arrives, the scene shifts. King Prithviraj Chauhan stands alone atop his massive, newly fortified walls. And as nightfall slowly approaches, he's looking out toward the distant northwest. It's a quiet, contemplative moment, but one that carries a heavy, unspoken weight.
This moment reveals a really profound, dramatic irony. The sun is setting over the impregnable fortress of Delhi. The city is safe, the markets are incredibly wealthy, the army is trained and ready. Yet, completely unknown to the king, an unseen, powerful threat is looming. Despite all the amazing fortifications, despite the brilliant brain trust, and despite this incredible era of prosperity, a gathering danger is beginning to rise just beyond India's borders.
Which leaves us with this final, chilling question. Who is this powerful invader rising beyond the borders? What will happen when this unstoppable force finally meets the immovable walls of Delhi? Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll see you in the next explainer.